Good morning, everybody. My name is Paolo. I recognize a lot of you. And that's all. I'll see you next Sunday. It's wonderful to see you all. It's wonderful to be back in this space. I'd love to just make some music with you, if that's all right. Would you stand with me? And would you find someone in your vicinity and just say to them, I'm going to be silly for a second. Can you find someone else and just tell them, just let them know, I'm going to be uncomfortable for a second? Now find a third person and tell them return. Return. Say with me, return, 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 return. And can you make it feel like you're reaching for something and it comes to you? So it goes, return, return, return. Can you feel that with your whole body? From your feet to your hands? Say with me, the earth. The earth. Can you feel more earth? The earth. The water. The fire. The air. The earth. The water. The fire. The air. Return, 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 return. In your whole body, folks. Take a second. Can you feel in your body where the words the earth land? And it's not allowed to be in an extremity. The earth. Now say, the earth. Can you feel it with that part of the body where you found it? The earth. Now feel where the water feels like it happens. The water. Say, the earth, the water. You should feel it go from one place in your body to another. It goes, the earth, the water. Can you feel where fire happens? It's allowed to be an extremity now. Wake up your body and just say the fire, the earth, the water, the fire. Can your voice do the same thing that your body is feeling? So it's not, oh, the earth, the water, the fire, the earth, the water, the fire, the earth, the air, the air. The air, the air. Return, return, return. Return, return. It's farther. Return. And it's more in your body. Return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air. Return, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air. Return, return, return. Can you give an F, earth, the water, the fire, the air. Return, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air. Return, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air. Return, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air. Return, return, return. Join me. The earth, the water, the fire, the air. Return, 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 return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air. Return, 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 return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return. Say with me. Return! Return! Remember your promise to be silly? Return! Return! More in your body. Return! The earth. The earth. The earth. The earth. Return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, return, return. Right now our voice feels like a cloud. And we're going to slowly build it until it's a flood. Ready? Would you go with me? Say, return! Return! Now twice as loud. 3. Return! The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, 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 return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, 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 return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, 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 return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, 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 return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return. We're at 50%. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, 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 return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, return. We're at 80%. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, return. We're at 90%. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, 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 return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, 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 return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, 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 return. The earth, the water, the fire, the water, the fire, the air, return, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, return. The earth, the water, the fire, the water, the fire, the air, return. We're at 30%. We're at 40%. The earth, and the earth, the water, the fire, the air, return, 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 return,
Well, if you want to sing that again, join us for Solstice on Sunday at 7. And welcome back, Paolo. It is so good to have you with us. Paolo DeBuque will be with us through June as our interim music director. We're so glad you're here. He'll be with us as lead musician on Sunday mornings and also directing the choir. And we are just so glad to have you with us. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to First Universalist. My name is Jen Crow. My pronouns are she and her, and it is my absolute joy and privilege to serve as senior minister here with you. It's also an incredible joy and privilege to get to lead worship today with Reverend Laura and Amy K. Bryant and Paolo, and with Reverend Kate Tucker, our minister emerita. Now, some of you were here during Kate's time of ministry, and some of you have never met her, so let me just give you a little window. Kate is an artist, both with words and with music and in drawing chickens. She has an amazing sense of humor, spiritual depth, and commitment to collegiality, and also just to continuing to transform all the way through her life. And I'm so grateful she's here with us this morning. It's such a gift. So thank you. And what? Oh, and a tap dancer. That's right, I did know that. You contain multitudes, Kate Tucker. We are grateful for each and every one of you that are here. We're grateful to John and Rob for making all the tech work so that we can be connected and hear each other. And we're grateful for everybody joining us online, expanding our community, for everybody who tends to this space, the artists, the ushers, the greeters, everyone that cares for this institution that is the church that makes it possible for us to gather here this morning, taking a risk on connection and community and the power of love whenever we show up together. Welcome to this community we create together, to this place where we lean into the Universalist understanding of faith that names each and every person as whole and holy and worthy, welcome and wanted, and all of us with room to grow. Welcome to a community of love and hope committed to practicing beloved community. Beloved community grounded in a love so inclusive and expansive and irresistible that it cannot help but transform us individually and collectively, that we might create a world of mutual thriving here and now. Now, I want to offer a special welcome and gratitude for any of you who made it here in person today, which is all of you, because, whoa, it is really cold out there. So cold, and sometimes when it's cold like this, we have our Zoom joining us as well. Sometimes when it's cold like this, all we want to do is just stay home and stay put and pull the blankets on if we can do that. And sometimes when it is cold like this, we need community more than ever. We need the opportunity to be in each other's presence, to remember that we are so much more together than any of us are alone. And this is one of those things I think we learn when we are folks who live in colder climates. Now, I have to admit, I didn't grow up in a place like this. I grew up in Maryland, where it's way warmer than it is here. And as I transitioned as an adult to different places, I had to learn how to deal with the cold, both physically and spiritually. And when I lived in Massachusetts for a time, somebody gave me some really good tips, which I started taking to heart, which were, in the depth of winter, when you haven't seen anything green in forever, go to the greenhouses. Most of the time they're free. You can go in, you can breathe real air that has been created by living things. You can soak in the warmth, and it can give you a kind of a fresh lease on life. But then when I moved to Chicago, my radius was much smaller, and it was contained in a city block when it was really, really cold. And one of the things that I started doing that helped me get through the winter was that I started paying absolutely minute attention to one tree that was on the pathway between my apartment and the building where I worked and went to school. And that one tree, now you might think, like I did at the beginning of this journey, that tree was always going to be the same, especially in the dead of winter, when the leaves had fallen off and what could possibly be moving out there in the world. But what I found when I paid attention, really particular attention, was that there was always something different about that tree. Maybe it was how the ice was hanging off of it on a particular day. Maybe there was snow or not snow. Maybe there was a cardinal perched on the top. And then as the seasons started to turn, it shocked me how early the buds started to form. I would never have guessed it. But that particular attention helped me get through the winter and even do it with a sense of possibility and grace and hope. This noticing that we do, it's part of both grief and hope. when we can notice and name what is shifting around us. I want to give us a little chance to practice that here in the warmth indoors. If you've been here before, what is different today? What are you noticing that's different? The birch trees. What else? We named Paolo's here, Kate's here. Oh, the blinds are down over here. That's right, because the sun was fantastic in the first service. Anything else? Yeah. The moon is not that full? Is that what Way to go. Okay, two of the things I was going to tell you to pay attention to here are that the phases of the moon are changing with the actual phases of the moon. Pay attention to that. It's really cool. All right? And so, way to go, artists, right? The other thing is that you all have been invited, I don't know if you know this, to bring your stuffed animals in to help decorate the chancel. And right now, we've just got one lonely bunny up there. But I bet you next week it's going to be full. So let's pay attention together. Paying attention and naming what is shifting for us. So I invite you now to take a moment to turn and greet your neighbor. Make it your mission, absolute mission, to make sure nobody is left out of the circle of love unless they want to be, and that is okay. Share your name, your pronoun, and maybe something you notice that is changing in your world. Let's go. All right, I love your energy. I love your connection. I'm going to invite us to come on back. I love, love, love all the energy in this space, and I'm going to invite you to bring it down a little bit. I'm inviting you into a couple of intentional breaths together. This opportunity we have always to find our breath, find our center, get ourselves grounded wherever we are, whatever is going on. I invite us now into those 3 on-purpose breaths together. From this space of connection and calm, I invite us, if you'd like, to join together in saying the words that hold us together in promise, our chalice lighting words. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Now, this week, many of you gathered together for a prayer vigil outside of a building, outside of the Whipple building, where so many of our neighbors experience the injustice and the cruelty of our broken immigration system in this country. We gathered to say that every human being is whole and holy and worthy, welcome and wanted, that every person is beloved, and all should be treated that way. And while we were there, Nico, our Cummins ministerial intern, taught us a prayer, a stretch, a way to strengthen our bodies and spirits as we live into our values. So if you want to, you can join me in this. It might require a little space. For those of you who want to move around, you can do that. If you want to do it from where you're seated, that's just fine too. But this prayer stretch is a great way to draw in some power. It goes like this. We reach down to gather up power from the grassroots. We reach up to the sky for inspiration. We stomp out injustice and we move with the winds of change. This is something you can do anytime, anywhere, even just in your mind. We reach down to the grassroots for power. We reach up to the sky for inspiration. We stomp out injustice and we sway with the winds of change. Go at your own pace, but you could do it like this. You reach down to gather up power. You reach up for inspiration. You stomp out injustice. You sway with the winds of change. We reach down to the grassroots for power, up to the sky for inspiration. Stomp out injustice and sway with the winds of change. May you know that you can go to these movements, these rhythms together anytime, for power and inspiration, for flexibility, to stomp out injustice. This is the time for us when our children and youth and teachers and guides make their way to spaces made just for them, places for their questions and curiosities, and we send them on their way with the light of the chalice and their lantern, and we sing them on their way with this little light of mine.
Oh my goodness, let's hear it for the light. The blue skies, I had sun shining on my face at the 9 o'clock. Oh my goodness. Talk about bringing joy. Why don't we take a deep breath together and join me in a posture of prayer or meditation. Spirit of life and love, we continue to hold the terror and trauma inflicted by the current administration for so many beloveds who lived with targeted, marginalized identities. We pray for the courage to speak up in whatever way we can and to find ways to hold strong protection of sacred sanctuary for all in our communities. Let us center a courageous love and listen to its call, asking us to act in large and minuscule ways for a greater good of all. We hold in our prayers this morning the students and families and employees of Brown University. And we hold and love and support those who are raising children, caring for loved ones, and living with the impact of addiction, chronic pain, and mental illness. This time of year heightens emotions around belonging and families and communities. Know that whatever your circumstance, you belong here and you are beloved. Blessed be. Two quick announcements that have to do with pastoral care. First, that Karen Hutt's program on political grief that was scheduled for December 28th is actually going to get bumped to January. So look in your liberal and don't come on the holiday weekend to be with Karen around political grief. But she has a piece in the liberal, the past week's liberal, so do look at that. And also I invite all of you who are feeling the weight and the pain of grief these days to join us in the Cummings Room at 4 o'clock this afternoon for the Blue Holiday service. Come for an hour. Let Dean McGraw's music fill your soul and give yourself to space to acknowledge your grief along with others in our community. I love that Jen's embodied prayer that we did on Tuesday morning was repeated here for all of you. When we did it on that chilly Tuesday morning at the Whipple Building, it not only warmed our bodies, but it also lifted our spirits. We all need to find ways to get out of our heads, to remember that we actually have bodies and hearts and spirits in need of care. So I encourage you to do this social justice prayer or some other intentional bodied practice in the weeks to come, so that your body and your spirit can align to create a time where there is some peace and connection and breath. We need moments of sanctuary amidst these busy times full of anticipation and expectations. So we've been trying different ways of holding communal prayer here in the sanctuary and online. We have people call out prayers and then repeat afterwards, "You are not alone. We are holding it together." We've also held prayers silently, and we've shared them in small groups of people who are sitting around you. So today we're going to return to the practice we did a couple weeks ago, asking you to get in groups of 3. I know you may be tempted to do more, but we don't have that much time. So if you can do 3, you'll all have time to share. And voice your prayers to one another. What is it on your heart that you want other people to hold with you? And after folks have expressed their prayer, then say together, the other 2 people, "You are not alone. We are holding it together." So find your triads. No, what are those called? Triads. There we go. And begin. Dear ones, I hope you will continue to hold each other's prayers and share your prayers and your joys and your sorrows with one another in the social hall afterwards or next week. Let's join together and sing our own prayer. So each week we say the words as we light our chalice. We say, love is the spirit of this church and service is our call. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Yesterday at the new member class, Mark Gorlick, our board president, and Lynn Broaddus from our stewardship team came to speak about shared ministry and the mission of this church and about generosity. And they emphasized that we give not in a transactional way like fees for services, but we give because we are part of a collective. Part of this congregation that cares for us, that cares for one another, and that cares for so many beyond the walls of First Universalist. This place and these people keep our mission and our vision alive. And one of our visions is to help one another in times of need, whether that means getting a ride to a doctor's appointment, a meal, help shoveling the snow when you're unable to do it, or companionship, or with financial help when we're not able to pay our bills or rent, or need childcare for a few hours so we can step away from the intensity of parenting for a moment. If you are in such need, please talk to me or another staff member and we will get you connected to the Minister's Emergency Fund. It's a fund that comes from all of you, and we make that perfectly clear when we tell people we can support them. We're putting money behind our statement of you are not alone. We are holding it together. Another practice we have is we share our offering, and a portion of our offering every week goes out to an organization we hold dear or that we know is doing important work. Today, our offering goes to Align, Minnesota, which was formerly the Congregations to End Homelessness. First Universalist is a part of an interfaith collaboration of 19 churches, synagogues, and mosques, along with folks who have lived experiences working together to address homelessness and poverty. Align is committed to engage the community around us to address homelessness through learning, volunteer opportunities, community partners, community organizing, and the development of effective strategies and programs. Align in our congregation wants a world where everyone has access to safe, decent, stable, and affordable housing in Minneapolis and beyond. Align really helps us focus our efforts and is a glue that helps all the other congregations along with us to work together. As you know, it's cold out there. I saw your cheeks when you walked in the building today. And there are so many families and individuals who are unhoused in this and other communities across Minnesota. Many of us have shelter. We have warmth, we have food, and we have funds that we can spare, however much that might be. So please be generous as we pass the baskets today, or by giving online. Will the ushers please come forward?
Yesterday a child came out to wonder, caught a dragonfly inside a jar. Fearful when the sky was full of thunder, and tearful at the falling of a star. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down, captives on a carousel of time. Can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game. Then the child moved 10 times round the seasons, skated over 10 clear frozen streams. Words like "when you're older" must appease him, and promises of someday make his dreams. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies, they go up and down, captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in a circle game. 16 springs and 16 summers gone now. Cartwheels turn to car wheels through the town, and they tell him, take your time, it won't be long now, till you drag your feet to slow the circles down. And the seasons, they go round and round, the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in a circle game. So the years been by, and now the boy's 20. Though his dreams have lost some grandeur coming true, there'll be new dreams, maybe better dreams, and plenty, before the last revolving year is through. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies, they go up and down. We're We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in a circle game. And go round and round and round in a circle game.
Our reading today comes from the poet Mary Oliver. The title of the poem is Mindful. Every day I see or hear something that more or less kills me with delight, that leaves me like a needle in the haystack of light. It was what I was born for, to look, to listen, to lose myself inside this soft world, to instruct myself over and over in joy and acclamation. Nor am I talking about the exceptional, the fearful, the dreadful, the very extravagant, but of the ordinary, the common, the very drab, the daily presentations. O good scholar, I say to myself, how can you help but grow wise with such teachings as these? The untrimmable light of the world, the ocean's shine, the prayers that are made out of grass.
Thank you, Jen and Laura, and music ministers Amy and Paulo, and our stewards of tech, and those of you who will join us online. And hello to each of you here. Thank you for your presence in this community of faith, and for all you bring, and for all you have brought. I am glad and grateful to be with you in this season of holidays, hectic days, holy days, cold days. And it is the season of Advent, that part of our heritage story, where we wait in hope through shadowy, often harrowing days, days of lament. It's the season of solstice, where we wait in confidence for the untrimmable light Mary Oliver writes of to find us again. It was nearly 30 years ago when I came to serve as your associate minister. More and more, I feel I represent the ancestors. I'm looking at other ancestors here. Earlier this month, I heard thinker and podcast host Paul Kingsnorth say that if we're to stay anchored and useful, embodied and joyful in these times and in the even more disorienting times ahead, if we're to stay balanced and nourished in dangerously unbalanced times, if we're to remain deeply human in an AI world, it will serve us to attend to these 4 things. He called them the 4 Ps: place, past, people, and prayer. Our place, our past, our people, our prayer. So in this time with you, the people of this place and this past, I'll say a few words about each of the Ps. Place. Place. It may have been the first time I stood up here, possibly August 1997. The theme was Headed for Home. I was new, and you were fairly new here too, in this place, having moved here just 4 short years earlier from your building on Girard Avenue. In fact, the first time I saw your faces, before I actually arrived in town, I saw you in a photo. It was a group shot taken in July 1993. You've just arrived at this place, this new home. You've just processed, many of you on foot, from 50th and Girard to here. In the photo, you are a large, victorious-looking, intergenerational crowd gathered on the wide steps out front, and you're spilling over left, right, and center, your radiant faces overlapping each other. Who recalls being in that photo? I see Ginny, I see you all. Yes, I see. Here you are. Rising behind you in the photo are the 4 columns that stand at the eastern entrance to this place of worship. 4, the number signifying wholeness and stability, the 4 noble truths, the 4 directions, the 4 gospels, the 4 Mayan giants who hold up the celestial roof. It's clear you are coming home to something solid and rooted. And some of you will recall back then, inside this sanctuary, inside this former synagogue, there were stained glass windows all around, colorful scenes depicting the story of the Hebrew people who were exiles in Egypt, who were brought out of slavery, who traveled through wilderness heading for home. I recalled a hot day, August 1997, when Anne Frenchick and 15 or 20 others brought cleaning supplies and snacks and spent the day scrubbing these pews, taking a toothbrush to those stars of David at the pew ends, attending to each crevice, making a home, claiming your place. The second P word, past. The part of your past I witnessed in the 15 years I was with you included transformations to this place, this home, and much more. We, the staff at that time, witnessed the September 11th catastrophes on a little TV in the upstairs office, and we recall the torturous years, war years that followed. Our years together also included tensions around gender rights, marriage rights, racial justice, also included the financial collapse, 2008, and the I-35W bridge collapse, 2007, included the first Obama years. In 2009, you created a deep and wide celebration of this congregation's 150th anniversary. You reviewed this church's history powerfully, thoroughly, all the way from your founding in 1859. 1859, the same year Darwin's Origin of Species was published. We celebrated that too. Evolution matters to us. Our past shaped us. Our past fuels us. Sweet sounds. That August day in 1997, when I spoke of your journey from Girard to here, I offered another headed for home image. It was a local story about an old snapping turtle. The story went that when the Loring Park pond was drained for renovation, they found at the bottom of the pond a big old snapping turtle who had lived there forever. The finders were concerned for the turtle, so they took it to another Twin Cities lake, maybe west. Then many days later, as the story went, folks at St. Mark's Cathedral saw the turtle at the corner of 15th and Oak Grove. It seemed to be headed for Loring Park. They guessed the old snapper was missing its familiar pond and it was braving traffic and heading for home. As the story went, St. Mark's phoned the park's office and someone took the turtle to live at the Como Zoo until its old lake home was ready. The story could be urban folklore, but there's something about the image of an old, mud-caked turtle making its way through the urban wilderness headed for home. You look into a snapping turtle's eyes and you see the oldest knowing. You see the dawn of consciousness looking back at you. Transport her far from home, she will find her way back. How does she navigate? Sun, stars, magnetic fields. Mary Oliver wrote of the turtle, her determination to complete what she was born to do is a gate through which her life keeps walking. And how do we find our way? We, the people of this faith. How have we found our way? looking way, way back, a couple of millennia back, to the first couple centuries of what we now call Christianity, back when it was a new religion still in formation, before aspects became calcified. The politics of religion then were often, then as now, cruelly contentious. I'm thinking about those ancient ancestors of ours, the Universalists, and that brilliant scholar and theologian, Origen of Alexandria. He was in the Greek East in the 2nd century. Origen, O-R-I-G-E-N. Origen is the one my seminary professor called the most creative theologian since Jesus. For Origen, we are a lot of little divine souls, chips off the God block, who also are forgetful. We lose touch, we get lost. But in Origen's view, we'll all eventually wake up and remember and find our way home. We'll all get home, even Lucifer the devil. We'll all be called home over and over again until by our own free will in this life or a next, we will turn around and head that way. The Roman authorities objected to Origen's generous view of God. And because Origen was an influencer, they put him in prison and tortured him by various means, including the rack. They didn't want to kill him, they just wanted him to publicly renounce his views. He did not succumb. He was eventually released and died a couple years later, and he and we paid a price historically for his hardiness. If he died in prison, he'd have been declared a martyr. And if he'd been named a martyr, he likely wouldn't have been, unfairly, 300 years later, declared a heretic. But he was, in the year 544, declared a heretic. The established church at that time said Origen's take on the Christian story had too much grace in it. They said his God gave humanity too many breaks. So Origen ended up without a church home until we, religious liberals, took him in. We, Universalists, gave him a home. And we are still the family of Origen. And something in our tortoise brain remembers, and some magnetic pull within our people still leads us to that place where the widest possible grace abounds. Place, past, people. People. Our own pulse beats in every stranger's throat, says Barbara Deming. As I understand it, one of the functions of a local congregation, one of your functions, is to link an individual to the church universal. What is the church universal? The church universal is all the folks, past, present, and future, who, regardless of culture or religious tradition or lack of, share our hopes, our values, and our human struggles. This great, visible and invisible, beloved community has a membership so vast we could never have relationships with everyone. But we can participate in the whole thing by joining with one small part of it, say, a community like this one, and living it day by day, bringing our hope and curiosity as well as our grief and lamentation. Because anything we say about the vast, Church Universal needs to include lamentation. Lamentation is one of the faces of love. Love grieves when siblings suffer harm. In this month's issue of that long-standing, solid journal called The Christian Century, there is an article by Yolanda Pierce titled Advent in All Its Terror. Yolanda Pierce writes, "There are images seared in your memory which your mind can recall with even the slightest hint. The famous 1863 scourged back photograph is one such image for me," she writes. "It features an enslaved person known as Peter, whose body is heavily marked by scars, the physical remnants of abuse and torture. That photo was widely circulated by abolitionists throughout the end of the 19th century, and later it made its way into the textbook, she says, of my own education. Viewing this photograph elicits shame for some and discomfort for others, as it is a stark reminder of this country's not too distant past. It is a visual encounter with cruelty that we'd sooner forget. It begs the question, how deep are the psychological and spiritual wounds this person endured? What are the depths of the pain we cannot see? The vivid scars tell an intimate story of one man's life under the cruelty of chattel slavery. They also bear witness to the brutality authorized and sanctioned by an entire nation." She writes, "When in September the Department of the Interior ordered this photo removed from the National Monument, it grieved my spirit. It is as if by removing these tangible reminders of injustice, we can pretend that the continuing legacy no longer exists." She says, "The deliberate work of remembering the hard history behind the headlines is the responsibility of those who take their faith seriously." She writes, "How do you understand a community's survival without understanding its peril? How can you journey through the story of a miracle without understanding the deep need which precipitates it?" End of quote. She is referring there to the story we tell in the Advent season, the story of a displaced family with child, pursued, escaping, a child born into the chaos of that time. And she's speaking of our times, the cruelty and the terror. Our own pulse beats in every stranger's throat. We love, so we lament. We hope, so we reach for help. Which brings us to the fourth P word, prayer. Prayer is about the constant call to ground ourselves in love, a love that's large enough to hold our grief, a love that's even more muscular than our outrage, because, as the Reverend William Sloane Coffin said, we know that if you love the good, you have to hate evil. But we also ought to know that if you hate the evil more than you love the good, you're a damn good hater. Love is the great work, though every heart is at first an apprentice. Hafez. And here I want to say that when we Unitarian Universalists say, as we do now, that love is at the center of our faith, and we recall that diagram, that circular visual we have now, where we are placing love right at the center, I choose to hear something beyond a statement that means, rational animal that I am choosing to place love at the center of my life, and I will try my best to keep my actions in line with that choice. True as it may be in a way, but what I choose to hear, what I need to hear, and what I bet my faith on, is not simply that I am placing love at the center, but that there is, in fact, at the center of life, the love, all caps, holding all. The love, holding all. The great abiding love Origen spoke of at his peril, the love that is the untrimmable light of the world, the love that is the home we're always headed for, the eternal undergirding love my teacher and mentor, the Reverend Dr. Rebecca Parker, means when she quotes the poet Rilke, "We are all falling, falling, but there is one who holds our falling." Rebecca Parker, longtime president of our Star King School for Ministry, is a colleague whose words and presence guided me for years. She offers us a simple practice. It goes like this. We quiet ourselves and we breathe. And as we breathe, we remember and speak these words. There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all I love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. I'll repeat it plural. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love. In this practice, I place into the encompassing love any of those, all of those I wish to be blessed and held. I listen for my heart's prompting. I say, my colleagues, Jen and Laura, in this love. The ones who clear snow from our streets, in this love. The blue whale and the birch trees, in this love. Our Somali neighbors, in this love. Those who are frightened, in this love. Students of Brown University and their families, in this love. And the ones I'm unable to love for whatever reason, maybe because they pose a danger to the lives of others, when I can't love them, I can place them into a more capable, encompassing, loving presence into that light that's with us before solstice, during solstice, and after. I can practice this way. I can say, we can say, this community of pilgrim souls in this love. The ancestors who nourish us in this love. Our place in this love. Our past in this love. Our people in this love. Our prayer in this love. Our weeping in this love. Oh, good scholars, could this be something we were born to do? Thanks be and amen. And will you join me in singing number 95 in your gray hymnal? There is more love somewhere.
There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more somewhere. There is more somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is
There is more love somewhere. Come on back this afternoon at 4 for our Blue Holiday service if you need a little of that love and care. Saturday at 4 for the pageant. Sunday at 7 for solstice. And I invite you, if you feel comfortable, ask permission first to see if you or your neighbors would like to hold hands for our benediction. Know that you don't have to. You can place a hand on a heart. May we trust that we are all headed home for love, that we are the creators of that home, that we are held by a love so much bigger than any one of us. May we make a home in that love. May we make a home for others in that love. May we make it so. Amen.